Look at this. Look at this. See that? Physically grabbing her, applying pressure, pushing her. Look at Brittany Griner.
Caitlin Clark, the name rewriting WNBA history, is now sidelined. But this isn't just a story of an injury. This is a scandal that exposes the dark underbelly of WNBA officiating. A ref facing suspension, shocking footage revealed, and an agenda that's costing the league millions. What really happened on that court? And why is no one protecting the league's biggest star?
Finally a player that's worth paying the money for. Caitlin Clark comes along. What do, WNBA? You beat her up. You treat her like crap. You treat her like she's dog doo-doo, dude. I never seen this in any sport, bro. Not even Jordan.
On the final play of a high-stakes game, Caitlin Clark was clearly fouled. Natasha Cloud made direct contact. Any other star would have heard a whistle, but not Clark. The referees stood silent, again. This isn't bad officiating. This is targeted neglect.
Caitlin Clark has been moving in slow motion. As good as she's been moving in slow motion. And it is, it makes sense. It genuinely makes sense. All of this stuff. And you've got Scott Agnes, a reporter, saying that the injury has been bothering her since training camp. So she's been playing. So essentially, she was massaging the area and wearing a pad during the Iowa preseason game. They're saying lower leg injury for some reason. Minor quad strains need 2 to 4 weeks of rest, and they can nag you.
This wasn't an isolated incident. New footage from multiple games shows a disturbing pattern. Clark is being pushed, grabbed, and triple-teamed, with zero protection from officials. And now, the inevitable has happened. She's injured. A quad strain. And it's no coincidence.
People are noting that a grade 1 quad strain is 1 to 2 weeks, a grade 2 quad strain is 3 to 6 weeks, and grade 3s would need surgery. This is not like the end of the world of injuries at all. I think what is so dark about this is that Caitlin Clark will definitely be missing a lot of basketball in a short WNBA season. Obviously, the best thing to do is to rest her so that when she does come back, she is fully healed and the injury can't get worse. Though it is hard to measure when these types of injuries are. I will say having a quadricep injury is much better than having like a calf injury or a hamstring injury. And I have to say that I did notice in the Liberty game, Caitlin Clark's shots were all very short. So it was showing that she wasn't like getting off and she was having a difficult time making those threes, and a lot of explosiveness from those 3-point shots does come from your legs. Her shot was just so obviously off, and for it to be short, it kind of makes a little sense.
Footage shows Clark playing through pain, using heat compression mid-game. Fans in attendance noticed something was wrong, but she kept playing. She led the league in assists. She played hurt for the game, for the fans. And the league? They looked the other way.
Look at this. Look at how physical they are. Now, granted, Caitlin Clark has been in the weight room this season, but I'm telling you right now, there's only so much your body can take, man. Look at how close Ryan Howard playing her. This is crazy. And this is just one video. I got another one I want to show you guys as well.
Clark isn't just a player, she's a movement. A preseason game against Brazil drew over 1.3 million viewers. She single-handedly justifies ESPN's WNBA coverage. Hotel bookings, merchandise sales, and even a $75 million practice facility, all tied to her presence. Now, she's out. And the ripple effect is massive.
The commissioner's the worst commissioner in sports. She is horrible. She wants rivalries, this WWE style. Like, nobody wants to see that, Kathy. You're a horrible commissioner. You know what? Have some dignity and just resign today. You ruined this thing. You ruined a great thing. This could be the first time you don't need the NBA assistants to go in the green. But you're going to go in the red this year because you're an idiot. You're stupid, and the fans don't like this. We want to see quality. Want to see quality basketball. Nobody's asking for Caitlin Clark to get a handout. We just want to see some fair refereeing, because these referees from Temu and Wayfair, they're garbage, bro. I seen better refereeing at a Pee Wee game, bro, at AAU. They suck. And then on top of that, the players, they're just not likable, man. They're not. That's the problem with the league. They're not likable. Caitlin Clark's likable.
So let's ask the question, why is this happening? Is it race? Is it resentment? Or is the league protecting an outdated narrative? While Clark gets mauled, others are bubble wrapped. Kobe got the whistle. LeBron gets the whistle. But Clark? She gets silence. Why?
If there wasn't any worry going on in the WNBA executive offices, if there was no worry, oh, people aren't going to turn off, oh, people are still going to show up, if that was the thought that they were having up there in WNBA La La Land, well, now might be the time to hit the panic button. 48 hours after news hits that Caitlin Clark is injured and she'll be missing 2 weeks, the market responded. And the market has told the WNBA, we don't want this. We want her, but we don't want this. What am I talking about? Indiana Fever ticket prices to games over the next 2 weeks have dropped 42% since Caitlin Clark's injury announcement, an average ticket price of $137 all the way down to $80.
Smith wasn't alone. Fans, analysts, and even ex-players are calling it what it is, a hit job. And now, the league is scrambling. Sources close to the league suggest a referee could face suspension, possibly the one from that viral Fever game.
How big of a blow is this to the W?
We'll find out. We don't know yet, but I'm going to be really, really interested in seeing, Molly, what kind of effect this has on the WNBA's ratings, because if for some reason there is a precipitous drop-off, then everybody needs to stand down and recognize the fact that the speculation or the assertions and assumptions about her being the golden goose is validated.
Sue Bird, a legend and four-time WNBA champ, finally weighed in. While she didn't name names, her words hit hard. If you don't protect your stars, you kill your league. That's not just a warning. That's a wake-up call. Before her injury, Clark was the favorite for MVP. Her numbers? Historic. Her impact? Untouchable. But now, with her sidelined, her odds have plummeted. The dream season cut short, and all because no one called the foul.
But if anything, this should be a lesson to the league and a lesson to the officiating, because the amount of contact that is allowed without a foul call and the amount of physicality that Caitlin Clark has to battle through being double teamed and triple teamed, and honestly, it's mostly just not being called for these fouls, needs to be assessed. Caitlin Clark is the league's star player, whether it shows in the bottom line, it shows in the revenue, it shows in the viewership numbers. Every which way you turn, it shows. And as the league star player, she should not be bullied around or ragdolled, just pushed around like she is. There is an undeniable disparity in the officiating. I mean, think about the Kobe whistle in the NBA. No one touched him without an issue.
Let's put a number on this loss. $875 million. Some analysts say it could cross $1 billion. This isn't just an injury. It's a catastrophic failure of leadership, and it was entirely preventable.
There is literally footage of Caitlin Clark putting heat compression towards her leg. There is literally footage of her putting heat packs on her leg. There is new footage of her heating up her quad when she's playing. And by the way, people have been at games. I've been getting, if you look like my comment section, I don't read my comment section that much, I'm going to be honest, but some of the times where I have read my comment section, people have genuinely been like, I'm at the game, Caitlin Clark does not look right on the sideline. Caitlin Clark is coming out, she has heat compression on her quad. She was playing injured.
With all this at stake, where was the WNBA? No public statement, no accountability, no protocol changes. Are they hoping the headlines blow over? Or are they too afraid to admit they failed their most valuable player?
The projections we're looking at $875 million could easily eclipse $1 billion on her economic impact. Caitlin Clark entering the league last year was responsible for 26.5% of all of their economic activity. So revenue from merchandise, which again, with the CBA as it is currently, she doesn't see a dime of any of that. TV, and then ticket sales, obviously, which again, they don't get anything from that. We know that wherever she goes, she's selling at arenas. The ticket prices skyrocket. Like, even trying to get tickets to Carver Hawkeye Arena when they played the Brazilian national team at her old school was just insane prices. If she's going on the road, wherever she's going, ticket sales jumped by 140%. Average is $312. Like, that's crazy.
The referees are reportedly under internal review. A suspension may be coming. But is it enough? What about policy changes? What about making sure this never happens again? Because if the WNBA won't protect Caitlin Clark, maybe the fans will.
I don't know. And what does that overall do to the WNBA? This is your time to shine, ladies. I mean, the ladies of the WNBA have whined and moaned that it's not about one person. Well, okay, for a couple weeks, right here in the middle of it, you get a chance to prove that it's not only about one person. I don't know that that's great for the WNBA. Maybe the WNBA gets a little lesson in the importance of Caitlin Clark.
She gave them record-breaking ratings, historic attendance, and global relevance. And in return, she got ignored, injured, and abandoned. Will the WNBA fix this before it's too late? Or is the damage already done? Caitlin Clark didn't ask for favoritism. She asked for fairness. And right now, the WNBA is failing her. If they don't act soon, they won't just lose a player. They'll lose their future. Pause. If you agree that it's time for accountability, hit that like button. Drop a comment below. Should the refs be suspended? And most importantly, subscribe for the real story behind the headlines. This is just the beginning. If Clark's absence stretches beyond 2 weeks, the damage to the WNBA's reputation and revenue could be catastrophic. The question is, will the league fix it before it's too late? Will referees finally be held accountable? Will Clark be protected moving forward, or left alone on an island while the ratings fall apart? There's now mounting pressure on the league to act. A growing chorus of voices is calling for the referee involved in the Atlanta Dream game to be suspended, or at least investigated. Fans say the league is prioritizing fake rivalries and WWE drama over safety and skill. And all eyes are on Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, accused of letting chaos replace class in the pursuit of controversy. The consequences have already begun. Ticket prices for the Clark vs. Angel Reese rematch dropped 42% overnight. Before the injury, Clark's games averaged 1.19 million viewers. Games without her? A measly 394,000. That's not a gap. That's a canyon. And the fans? They're turning on the league. Social media is exploding with outrage. Tweets calling for suspensions. Hashtags demanding justice. Even former NBA players are weighing in, and they're not holding back. Sue Bird, one of the WNBA's most respected legends, has spoken out. While not naming names, Bird has hinted that Clark's treatment has crossed a line. This league was built on competition, not on taking people out, she said in a recent interview. Others like Lisa Leslie have echoed the sentiment. Clark is the spark. But if the league lets her get hurt, they're throwing water on the fire. So, how did this happen? Simple. The referees failed her. Time and again, contact was ignored. Fouls uncalled. Analysts like Stephen A. Smith have called out the WNBA's officiating before, but this goes beyond incompetence. This is about bias. This is about resentment. Some players don't like that Clark brings the cameras, the crowds, and the cash. And instead of rising to her level, they're dragging her down. And the refs? They're letting it happen. On May 26th, the Chicago announced Clark would be out at least 2 weeks with a quadriceps strain. But insiders say this didn't start last week. Clark had been using heating pads on the bench since preseason. She hadn't missed a game since 2017, 185 straight appearances between Iowa and the pros. Yet despite the signs, no one stepped in. The WNBA let their star run herself into the ground. Medical experts confirm a grade 2 quad strain can take 3 to 6 weeks to recover. And if she's rushed back too soon, it could jeopardize her entire rookie season. New footage from the Chicago versus Atlanta Dream matchup has revealed a shocking level of aggression toward Caitlin Clark. Watch here. This isn't defense. This is WWE on hardwood. Multiple instances of grabbing, pushing, and applying pressure, and all of it right in front of the referees. And yet, not a single flagrant. Not a single ejection. Clark wasn't just fouled. She was targeted. And the officials? They stood there, watching, doing nothing. Look at this. Slow it down. Watch the way she gets grabbed, pushed, assaulted on the court. This isn't just a game anymore. It's a scandal. Caitlin Clark, the single biggest name in women's basketball, is injured. But this wasn't a freak accident.
No.
This was a hit. And the league? Silent. The referees? Complicit. But the fans? Furious. What you're about to see is more than just footage. It's the smoking gun. And now, the WNBA might be forced to do something it has never done before: suspend its own officials. This is the truth behind the Caitlin Clark injury and the dark agenda that's tearing the WNBA apart.